And hello everyone! Welcome to another episode of Yo, You Like That! I am your host, Zarataro here, the lovable ham with a heart of gold and a scarf as red as the wonders of the world! 1 second, let me readjust my camera real fast. Hey, there we go. Let me give everyone a good old ham hi. We're super professional on this show, don't you know? On Yo, You Like That, we bring in a guest, a streamer, a VTuber, a content creator. The realms of possibilities are infinite and open, and they explain and we talk about one of their favorite things. It's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to share this with all of the viewers today, and all the viewers that are watching this afterwards. Thank y'all both. Let me go ahead and bring in our guest for the day. We've got Velvetale. Hello, Velvetale. Sorry. Welcome. Oh, are you there?
There we go. Sorry.
You're good. Welcome.
I put a scuff today, so.
The scuff is always it is a process. It is the VTuber life. But welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing pretty well today. How are you?
Oh, that's awesome. I am doing great. I'm doing hamtastic. Now, for the year of the rabbit, we definitely have to bring on a wonderful bunny girl here.
Thank you.
Why isn't there a year of the ham?
I don't know.
Zodiacs need to get updated.
Yeah, I think so too. That's Zodiacs are outdated at this point.
More animals, more years, more fun. Ah, man, it's great. So, we brought a very fun topic here, one that's broad but also very singular and also fantastic. We are going to be discussing the Metroidvania. Ba-ba-bum.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah, when you brought up this topic, I was like super excited because I love both Metroids and I love Vanias. Then I stopped to realize I like a lot of like other Metroidvanias too.
It's a really fun genre, and it can be going any way. To be honest, it's really broad depending on what the devs kind of want to do with it.
And it's like grown really popular with the rise of like the indie darling, the indie development. What would you call it, like a renaissance, an indie renaissance?
Yeah, sort of like that. It's definitely it has gotten more popular. Of course there are good and bad ones among them, but that's always the thing.
No, agreed. All right, so let's go ahead and get on to the hard-hitting questions. Really break it down. What is it that a Metroidvania is? How would you describe it?
Well, the thing is, I think what makes a Metroidvania is the exploration aspect of it, because you can have different takes on it. Definitely, I think the most important part is the exploration, going from one place to another, finding the upgrades to open up more of the world and all that. And you can combine it with story and the battles and a good battle system, but I think the exploration is kind of the thing that drives and that makes or breaks a good Metroidvania game, personally.
I can definitely agree with that. The maps and the exploration is definitely a key part of it. What they do with the exploration, how they like lock and unlock and like kind of like power you up to like be able to progress further, is the toppings, the extra sauce that just makes it even better. But Metroidvanias have a individual aspect. I feel like the exploration of the maps are like a key fundamental like enjoyment of them.
Yeah, that's also my thing. What I like about it, and the level up systems and stuff are fun. I like a lot. One of my things I like a lot in games is the customization of characters and all that. But the exploration of in Castlevanias or Metroidvanias is, I think, the most important part of them. And I do say some of the indie titles kind of tend to forget about it and tend to focus more on the combat, especially after Souls-like games become more popular.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely feel you there. So I can name one like in the back of my head. I'll bring up later when we're talking about it. But yeah, what would you say is probably your first like Metroidvania game? Like, how did you discover the franchise or genre?
I think the first one I actually ever played was before I actually knew it was a genre, was Super Metroid. But I think a lot of people started with that one because it's kind of the one of the two originators of the genre.
Okay.
Maybe the other one being...
No, I could definitely get behind that. Technically, like Metroid 2 would be like my first one, but like a more like open, broad one. I think I didn't really like get into them until Dawn of Sorrow on the DS.
I think I kind of got into them after I actually got later on in life when I actually started going back into the PlayStation era and grabbed Symphony of the Night along.
Oh yeah, so right, yeah, we can't talk about the Metroidvanias, the search action genre, without talking about probably the one who we probably played the most of his games, the Koji Igarashi genre of games.
Yeah, well, I mean, between Super Metroid and Symphony of the Night, and I personally think at least those are the granddaddies of the genre. I mean, they are kind of what the genre was named after, to be honest.
Yeah, no, they are the pinnacle definition of like this is what the genre kind of like stems from. Like if you go to the key point, this If you're doing stuff like this, then you're doing it right.
Yeah, pretty much. In all honesty, while a lot of games have gotten close, I mean, Aria of Sorrow itself is already great. Dawn of Sorrow as well is pretty much built on what Aria of Sorrow did, and I don't think a lot of games have actually gotten exactly right what those two games have gotten right over the years. Because well, a lot of have gotten close and have done really well for themselves. I'm not sure if they actually have managed to surpass it at this point yet.
It's tough. I'd say probably we can go ahead and move around with the questions to go to one of the favorites we can talk about. Probably my favorite that's done like the closest I feel to like advancing the genre almost is Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight is definitely up there. I was playing Hollow Knight. I haven't gotten completely through it yet, but it definitely is up there. The movement, the exploration. It's from what the parts that I have played so far, it's all there. It's a heavy focus on how you move through the game, with also the downward slashes that let you pogo stick over.
Yeah, pogos. I love pogos in games.
I like them too. That's that was nice in DuckTales as well. But
what would you say is probably like one of your favorite ones?
my favorite, well, on my channel, I play a lot of Symphony of the Night over the years, especially with the randomizer and the crowd control on and all that. So I have a bit of a bias towards that with how much I have played it. But I think Eye of Sorrow is also really high up there.
Aria of Sorrow is also good. They're both like fantastic.
Yeah.
Like it is hard to choose between the two.
And
You were talking about customization. Aria's like soul customization always kind of like really like drew me in, and I'm glad that they kind of incorporated that whenever they did the Bloodstained.
Yeah, I think Bloodstained did a really good job at evolving it even further, with taking out a lot of the things that I had an issue with in Aria and kind of making it better.
Yeah, it's almost like the perfect blend of like Aria and Symphony. It's like, yeah, this is if he could have gotten to keep making Castlevania, we would have gotten that like a lot sooner.
Yeah, probably.
All right, let's see. So, along with like just like the maps and the exploration, what are some other like enjoyable aspects of the genre that you love to partake in?
Oh, as I mentioned before, the customization, a lot of at least the Castlevania games as they evolved, you got a lot more stuff like the souls in Aria, the glyphs in Order of Ecclesia and all that. So the customization started in some games really coming forward, so that tickled my fancy as well. And then there's just, I think it's just an overall package, to be honest, because well, the main thing is the exploration, of course, but I think without any of the other things, it just falls apart, really. You cannot really say that with one thing, and I don't think it's an easy equation to make a good Metroidvania, to be honest.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Like it's all about all the pieces coming together.
Yeah.
It's almost like the sum of the parts don't like add together, but they like multiply.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, for example, a good RPG is pretty much defined by its battle system and the story. But if you have the good battle system and a good story in a Metroidvania, it still doesn't make for a good Metroidvania, for example.
Right. Yeah, there's still some like extra things you gotta
Yeah.
put in there. Just a bit more. Just a bit more. It can't be all cutscenes.
Exactly.
I'm just thinking like, oh man, but some cutscenes we could get. No, anyway. What's probably one of the things like you dislike most about the genre?
The thing that I personally dislike with that's pretty much more of the recent games, is that a lot of the devs seem to be going for more of a Souls-like approach to it, where while there is the exploration aspect of it, still they focus more on the combat and the negative results from dying from them. And
Yes, the dying punishment's part of the game. That's what people like, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's not it. That's not the answer. Have you ever played a Soul and Sacrifice or no Salt and Sacrifice?
not really. I have been trying to get into Code's Vein, but I haven't really played the more famous one. I cannot get into the aesthetic for it. People were initially telling me, you're just afraid for dying and all that, and after I played I tried to quick play Super Mario Bros. 3, and I kept dying like 50 times at the same spot, I was like, dying is not the issue
No.
with me.
No. Yeah. No, I can agree with you there. Yeah, no. So Salt and Sanctuary, it has all the aspects of the Metroidvania, but it incorporates so much of the Dark Souls combat, such as like the rolling
Yeah.
and just like the parry, like the specific timing. It's like it really gets in the way of like the gameplay, in my opinion. And there are ones that still try to like improve that, but still keep it the Soulsy, like Blasphemous and such. But I mean, to me, like the Guacamelee, the Hollow Knight, the ones that are a bit more of like,
Yeah,
it's
more.
more about the fun and the exploring, using all the new powers you get. That's definitely like where my enjoyment lies in those.
Yeah, I personally think that is the core aspect of a good Metroidvania. Anyways, I'm not saying the other games are bad, but they have the Metroidvania aspect in it as a side aspect, in my opinion, at least.
Oh yeah, well, that's the thing, at least we have all these different varieties for all the different people that can want to play different stuff.
Of
So
course.
it's always good to have that. Something I don't like, underwater. I don't think that I ever enjoy underwater in any of these games.
I don't think many people like it. I think it's mostly because underwater sections are really hard to do well, and that's for a lot of games. And like in any genre, I cannot think of any underwater section in any genre that I actually was like, oh joy, let's play that again.
Let's play it again. No, the answer is always no. Oh, what was it? I think it was in a Super Metroid. Whenever before you get the gravity suit and you have to do the boss fights in there, I'm just like, I'm suffering. I know I'm suffering. I know it won't be for long, but I'm
Yeah.
just suffering so much right now.
Yeah, and that in that regard, I'm glad Symphony of the Night doesn't have a real underwater section, to be honest.
No. Instead, they put it in Bloodstained.
Yeah.
I hope you have the specific soul that you farm in this one room. What?
Yeah, that hurt as well. I remember that.
Sometimes the developer just has to mess with you a bit.
Yeah, it's almost like they kind like the producers are always like, we need an underwater section, just put it in. But I don't wanna. Just do it.
Let's do it. We have to hit the check mark, otherwise the investors won't give us money.
Yeah, it's weird sometimes, but I can also understand. I can also understand why it's hard, to be honest. I mean, you need to have the water physics in there, but for it to be enjoyable for a player, it needs to be like not there.
Not there. Nope. It's like, can we just have like, I like space water physics more than I like the sludge water physics, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Kind of like where like your character is like less bound by gravity, rather than just kind of like everything is like harder to do. Not too many games will do that one. I think like Mega Man 1 is like one of the, or like Mega Man 2 is like one of the first ones that come to mind, like Bubble Man stage.
Yeah, Mega Man.
Like yeah, when you hold jump, like you jump big, but then they put spikes at the top, so it backfires.
Mega Man was it's pretty fun with the water sections, well, as far as they can be fun then.
Yeah. Now I think about it, like Mega Man ZX is almost kind of a Metroidvania. How it's got like a open world in that one. I need to go back and play that one.
And that's I'm actually working up towards this. Once I finish Star Force and all that, I will probably start on the other Mega Man series.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of going through them too. I did the first Mega Man's and now I'm going through X, so kind of going like the reverse order you are. Oh man, so many good games, Metroidvania is such like a crazy genre. Boss fights, don't they have just like some of the most fun boss fights? I have to say, for like 2D games.
I think so too. It's I think that's part because of the how the exploration plays into the boss fights actually. Because, well, a lot of games like, for example, the Zelda games, you get an item, you use it in the dungeon, you use it against the boss, and then it's kinda generally barely used afterwards. But the movement upgrades in Metroidvania games seem to be kind of relevant throughout the entire game, to be honest. And I think that's kind of why they are pretty well polished games overall.
You bring up a good point. Yeah, Zelda really doesn't always introduce like the items into the boss fights as often as I would like.
The thing is, like,
Especially like some of the older ones, it's more like, all right, use the item to get through dungeon. When you get to boss, it's just sword, just sword.
and I think because most of the things in the Metroidvania games are upgrades towards your movement instead of towards your actual power, they become stay more relevant because a double jump is never going to be not relevant.
Oh, I love double jump so much. It's just double jump forever.
But I think that's part of the why I like it. I like this game because it's they are skill based without being like you need to sit down for 100 hours to actually get good at them.
Or Bomb, yeah, Bomb definitely. Have you gotten to play Metroid Dread?
I haven't gotten there yet. I have been planning to get it once I'm able to, but other games got in the way.
Oh yeah, no. Then I won't spoil it too much. But there's like there's a movement ability in that game that is usually like so early like gotten in Metroid games, and you get it so late in Dread, and like the entire time, like the entire like first third of the game, I'm like, I wish I had this power. I wish I had this power. I never thought I would miss this power so much. Just give it to me right now.
I'm pretty sure.
It was such a toss.
I'm pretty sure I know which power it is.
Oh, I love it so much. It never makes sense, but oh man, it I was gonna say is like whenever like you get to a new game, sometimes starting over from scratch is like the hardest part. It's like, oh yeah, I have all the big super power ups, and then you go to the next one. All right, back to just having the shoot.
Yeah, that's. Oh, I mean, it would be nice if they had some carryover, but it would also be really overpowered in some games.
Oh yeah, no, it would be busted.
Yeah, it would be fun. I mean, feeling busted in a game can be fun as well.
We have to leave it up to the fans. The fans will have to make carryover data for these games. Mega Man X 1, 2, and 3. Keep all of your old powers and armor. It's just like, oh, whoa. Wait, actually, that sounds pretty cool. Let me see if I can like ask someone to do that. For money. Now I just need money.
Considering how the Mega Man franchise fan base works, there might already be a patch like that.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I mean,
if Samus lost her power up like Alucard did, just gets smacked by death once. Yeah, no, that sounds about how Samus works. It just trips on a rock. Oh no, all the powers are gone.
I mean, from what I saw recently, they are making an entire Mega Man X fan game as well. So.
Oh, let's go. Have you gotten to mess around? You mentioned like you were doing Symphony of the Night, like randomizers and crowd control. Have you gotten to like play any of like the fan games as far as in regards to maybe like Metroid or Castlevania?
I haven't really gotten to that point yet. It's I try to have one day in the week where I'm playing the Castlevania games at the moment. I've played through like 4 of them during October for Spooktober, really.
Yeah, I did the same thing. It was so much fun.
Well, I didn't. I will be honest. There was one that I did not have that much fun with, to be honest.
Is it Ecclesia?
That one came later, but I did not have too much fun with that either. But Circle of the Moon kind of got me to be a salty bunny as well.
No, didn't like Circle of the Moon. You know what? That's actually kind of fair. Circle of the Moon is it's a weird beast. It's not an Iga Castlevania.
It's kind of like
that's very certain when you're playing it.
It's kind of like a cross between the classic Castlevanias and the Metroidvanias.
Yeah.
And I
like it's almost like it's got all of the pieces of a Castlevania, but it's missing like that one kind of like attitude.
Yeah. And I will be honest here, in my latest playthrough, I used a patch that made it so that you didn't have to grind for all the cards for the DSS system.
Oh, that's smart.
No, that was not smart because apparently they kind of counted on people grinding for them because I was horribly underleveled by the halfway point.
Oh no! Oh, well, that actually happens in the game a lot. I remember when I killed Camilla, I got like 7 levels. Yeah. And I'm like, wait, I was that underleveled for this boss fight?
Yeah, I had a similar experience there. And then
so it's like that was definitely a Castlevania you take on the road and you just like play like casually. But you're like, no, I want to go through it.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was a thing, but yeah, as I said, that I kind of blame myself for taking that patch on for that. But on the other hand, otherwise I would probably have been spending like double the time on just grinding.
What was it? Oh, the advanced collection.
Yeah.
They added a little like pop up that lets you know like if an enemy has like the card, which I think was like super like helpful because back when I played on the GBA, I didn't know who had what. I couldn't find any of the cards.
That does sound helpful. Maybe I should have played the advanced collection then.
And the advanced collection, like, not only was it such a surprise that it came out, which I guess it shouldn't be. Konami's just not all about just releasing like classic collections lately. But
Oh, they are quick money, so.
yeah, I mean, money is money. It can't all go from pachinko.
Exactly.
But like the collection of just like those like three in particular, and then they added Dracula X from the Super Nintendo. Like, did not ever see it coming. Like, I would not have won that bingo card.
It was really a surprise, but then, as I said, it also came right after they announced NFT, so they did need some goodwill there.
Companies and NFTs, I imagine, shouldn't be too much longer than they keep talking about it once they realize how fruitless it is. Square, I'm looking at you.
For example.
Stop talking about it.
For example, yes. I'm at least glad Capcom hasn't gotten to that point yet.
Okay, I feel like Capcom's too old-fashioned to even consider NFTs.
Yeah, but it's free money for them, so.
Special Ryu-only NFT costume. It's where he dresses up like the hobo that we always want him to be.
Well,
The fight hobo.
the NFT bros would go for that.
Oh, but the fighting game community will just like sharpen their torches and light up their pitchforks.
I hope
Like,
so.
no specific costumes.
I hope so.
Oh.
But NFT.
So what would you recommend as like a good like starting game for this genre?
I think Bloodstained would be pretty decent to start off with for one of the more modern releases, because it's not overly hard, but it has some difficulty into it at least. Or one of the two granddaddies of the genre, Super Metroid or Symphony of the Night.
Okay.
Because as I said, the other ones are good, but I think for the Igavania games, for example, they really Bloodstained is really cultivated what he has learned over the years into that game.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I think Bloodstained has enough polish as long as you don't play the Switch one like I did. But that even like newer people can kind of get into the franchise before they have to jump into kind of like some of the older stuff that was a bit more of a detriment.
I would say Hollow Knight would be a good example for that one that looks really good, plays really well, but there is a bit of a learning hurdle with how the maps work and all that. So it's a really good game once you're a bit more familiar with the genre, but I think it has a pretty high step in my opinion at least.
Oh yeah. No, I totally agree. I would probably say Zero Mission Metroid over Super Metroid, but both of them are good starter ones. I definitely wouldn't recommend Fusion for a starting Metroidvania.
Definitely not. Fusion is fun.
No, it's great. It's a great game, but like it's going to like scare you away from the genre at first.
Yeah.
You're like, why can't I fight this thing?
Yeah, Fusion is especially with that spoiler walking around.
Oh, it's so much fun though. If people are looking for one to play with their friends, Guacamelee is a good multiplayer Metroidvania.
I should
like, despite it being multiplayer, like it doesn't actually like deter itself from the combat and the stuff just working out well. It's pretty old at this point, actually. Now I think about it, how long Guacamelee's been up.
I should actually play Guacamelee with someone sometimes. Just an idea.
Yeah, at first it was only 2 players, but then they added a patch to where you could go 4 players, and then it's like, I think 4 players is almost a bit too crazy for that game. But I mean, if you got a crew, y'all can do it.
I do think the game kind of built itself on crazy. I mean, with all the memes in it as well.
Oh, I love all the memes. All the little posters are so much fun to read. Oh, I mean, really, like a lot of them, you can't go wrong. Like I said, Hollow Knight is still probably like one of my favorites of the newer ones going forward, and also just because Metroidvanias are also a very good value. You can get like an amazing length of time and experience and play from a game that's only going to be like $15-20.
Yeah, but I generally get like On average, I think if you're starting off, I think about 10 hours generally for a game, but it has a lot of replayability. Most of them.
Yeah, a lot of them have secret modes.
Yeah,
Like getting to play like Julius mode in Dawn of Sorrow.
for example, but also just the way you play through the game itself. I mean, especially
Oh, that's true.
the ones with various equipment options and stuff. I mean, I played with this game, and that's probably one of the reasons why I like Symphony of the Night still that much. Because well, the first time running around with the shield rod and the Alucard shield it can be really fun if you know the spell for it. But then again, if you like to find out, for example, the Grissekrim to slice up your enemies, and there's a lot of really overpowered weapons, and finding out how they work and what they work best with is kind of amusing in and of its own.
Yeah, or you could do like Circle of the Moon crazy mode and go like only skeleton form.
Oh yeah, that
one hit kill, but you can get that big crazy bone that does like max damage.
I have seen some really crazy speedruns with that, where they pretty much.
It's such nonsense. It's such nonsense.
Where they kind of like beat the Dracula within 5 minutes or something. It's really crazy.
Man, oh, every time I see it, I'm just like, woof, woof. Oh, but it's always such a good time. Let's take some questions from the audience. Audience, if you have any questions for Ina or for us in regards to Metroidvanias, please put them into the chat.
Let's see what chat has to say.
So you think we'll get like a Bloodstained 2 here soon? Because Iga's been like saying that they have like a new announcement coming soon.
I'm not sure if they have done all of their marks on for Bloodstained. I think that they were still working on Bloodstained one's co-op play as well. I've heard something.
Oh, is co-op play still not up? Okay, I know that they were still working on the patches.
I'm not completely. I haven't been keeping up with it, to be honest, but.
Do I think Silksong is a myth? Dreamers, I think that my grandchildren will get to play Silksong, the sequel to Hollow Knight, but until then, you know, I just wish Team Cherry the best in making this game.
I have insider knowledge. Silksong is the One Piece.
It's the One Piece. No, Silksong is real. Ah! Oh, someone draw the Zarataro doing the chopper yell, please. I need that in my life now. The Silksong were the friends we made along the way.
I think we created a meme today.
I'm down with that. That means it was a good show. But in all seriousness, I am willing to wait for Silksong, but at this point, I have no expectation about it ever coming out. I got my hopes up for way too many like indie directs. I'm like, oh, this will be the one. This will be the one. 2022 is gonna be the year, and then it's just like, let's temper myself a bit. I'm just making trouble for myself with this.
It will be out when it is out, when they are done with finishing it up.
Oh yeah, Dreamer. No, I've already said like Hollow Knight's probably the most like modern Metroidvania. Any obscure Metroidvania recommendations? Obscure ones.
Well,
obscure ones.
One that I really enjoyed playing through. Well, I will not recommend it for beginning players, and especially not if you don't like bullet hell games. Is what was it called? Lunar Nights.
Lunar Nights. Wait. Oh no, I'm thinking about Moondiver. Never mind. Continue.
It's a Toho Metroidvania based on the Toho franchise.
Oh shit. Okay, wait. No, yeah, you're right. What is it? Team Ladybug.
Yeah.
Team Ladybug does like a whole series of like really good Metroidvanias that are also kind of like bullet hell.
Yeah,
they did the Record of Lodos with Deedlit.
I have that one queued up to play sometimes this year on stream as well. So.
Yeah. No, like Team Ladybug does like fantastic work from their Toho games to like their regular stuff. Definitely like support them. They're pretty. Like, they're still coming out with new stuff too. Like I want to say the Deedlit Record of Lodos just came out last year.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have it around, and I bought. I'm not sure when I got it, but And they, from what I've seen with Luna Knights, they have really good games going for them. They know how to make a good Metroidvania.
Yeah. Oh, they're really cool. They also did a lot of people don't know this, but they did a short little like SMT game. That's a Castlevania where you switch between Jack Frost and Pyro Jack. It's called like SMT Synchronicity. It was a free download only for like a short time, like on the Atlas website. And then they took it down, but it's on the internet, so you can find it out there. But it's also a fun little Metroidvania. That's also kind of has like some bullet hell aspects.
I think I've seen some of it, but I haven't gotten around to acquiring it yet.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, it's on the internet. It'll be there forever. But yeah, the official version has like vanished. Get it while you can. It's like AM2R.
Yeah. Oh, AM2R.
Once it's out, you can't stop us from it being out.
AM2R is still somewhere.
The fans will never let it die. You can't stop us.
Yeah, let's hope not. I mean, a lot of...
Oh, Ender Lilies? Oh, yeah, Ender Lilies is a good one I've heard. There's another one. Starts with like an M. Momodoro, I think. Momodoro's not a bad one.
I have seen a lot of... This is also one that I have on my list to eventually play. It's just too many games.
There's so many games. Games don't stop coming out, and I still haven't even caught up on all the ones I've got.
Yeah, I have that same issue.
Oh man.
And Ender Lilies, yeah, I've seen some of Ender Lilies as well. That's also one that looks really nice, and the movement seems to be really good. So, also one.
Good old start of 2023, Ender Lilies. Yeah. Give it a shot.
So, from what I've seen, that seems to be a really good game as well, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, so you're not hurting for choices in regards to the genre, but definitely, like I always say, whenever it comes to, like, trying out something, try out something that's easily available to you. Don't invest a lot of money on what people say is, like, the best one or the most expensive one before you know if you'll like it, you know.
And we are on the high seas of the internet as well.
And we are in the high seas of the internet. Just saying.
But yeah,
you don't have to have Switch Online. Super Metroid's been out forever.
Yeah, exactly. it's also on the SNES Classic, so.
Yeah, there we go. Man, I love my SNES Classic. I wish Nintendo would have kept making those portable little mini cons.
I was hoping for the Nintendo 64 one, but alas.
Alas, we just have to keep waiting months at a time for updates. I'm just kidding. No, there's no waiting. It's just don't look.
That's generally the best thing. Don't expect and just let it come over you.
And just let it be a surprise. Yay! Look at that. Oh man, well, thank you so much for coming on the show. It was a lot of fun. Please go ahead and plug yourself. What can the viewers expect for you in the coming week?
What I usually play is I play a lot of JRPGs and, well, Metroidvanias, various ones. I just finished off starting up Mega Man Star Force 3 today, which will be continued next week. And
such a good one.
Tomorrow we will be continuing Harmony of Dissonance, which is on screen up just now, I see.
So, of the 3 GBA ones, Harmony of Dissonance is actually my favorite.
Harmony of Dissonance is underappreciated, in my opinion.
It is! It so is! Oh, man.
And let's see, on Friday I will be doing more Terra raiding with viewers on Pokemon Scarlet. But Violet players are welcome as well, even though your choice was wrong. And what did I have on Saturday again? So I was playing Sonic Frontiers, which also so far is kind of fun. With exploration of it, so...
Yeah. There you go, now that is a stacked roster of games. Yeah. We got all of what you need. You got your Mega Mans, you got your Castlevanias, you got your Sonics. There's really nothing else you can ask for, and you shouldn't ask for anything. Oh, anyway.
You can always ask. Just a question if I'm open to giving you it.
We'll see. That's when the soon comes out. It's like,
exactly.
I wouldn't want to play your game after all, Baka.
Wait, I'm not a tsundere. That's misinformation.
Not according to chat. Chat seems to be all aboard the soon.
Yeah, the chat is usually wrong about it. They keep calling me cute and soon, and I'm neither. Fucker.
Oh man. Well, thank you again so much for coming on. And for anyone that is blah 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 watching the ham here, I'll be doing some Jack and Daxter later tonight at 8 p.m. CST. So
Thank you for having me, and well, have fun with your stream later on as well.
will do. You have a wonderful rest of the week, and we'll talk again soon.
Okay.
Bye, Q.
Bye bye.